today we are here with the Neon Pie Account daily races. We're starting off with race A, which is at the Maggiore Centre. I'm rolling the Fiat 500. Yeah. Very slow thing. As you can see, we're still going through the motif of starting as close to the back as I can, just to see where I can get from there. So no qualifying done this week. Also, I've tried recording this in a slightly different way this week, or at least for this race. We're actually doing it live from the race. That guy jumping the gun way too early, and so we already managed to climb the one position. What we do? But yeah, I decided to do a slightly different recording setup for this one, and actually get it on. I'll get it actually direct from the race. Let's have a look. A little bit squiffy there for that guy. And get attacked by the dirty Frenchman. Nah, he probably just very deep on the inside, so he's probably just pushed me to the side just to try and make sure he had enough room to get past. But unfortunately, it does cost me, unfortunately. So I dropped back down into 11th. We pretty much hit the car's fucking top speed here. At this point I was thinking, oh come on, change gear, and then it only clicked to me. Oh wait a minute, this car only has 4 gears. So, kind of stuck like this. So let's just see what we can do. So by the end of the first lap, I've managed to climb 1 position. Not a great start. But this one is a bit more, but again, the Neon Pie account, it's a bit more for just a bit of fun. I mean, yeah, obviously, yes, I would still like to have a nice race, as you'll see later on in the video. But, you know, it's, for Neon Pie, it's just for a little bit of fun. So, it's like, I don't know what that guy was doing. Unfortunately, I can't see where he's from here at the moment, but what he was doing, no idea. It's like he's all stuck on a merry-go-round or something on that corner, not bloody hairpin. So we're going to see what we can do. So I managed to climb up to the 9th, so I managed to climb up a couple of positions. Yeah, unfortunately there's not else that I can really say about this race at the moment. It's very slow. I mean, I've got the whole video in this because it's like, I wanted to fill out the video, and 2, yeah, it's a bit fun. Yeah, unfortunately, go a little bit fast into there. Unfortunately, a little bit too hot. Not that exactly you're going a million miles per hour in this car. I mean, top speed is about 69. 70 if you're lucky. So yeah, it's not late. So now unfortunately does drop me about down to 10th. So this whole try and get as high as I can idea, not going too well at the moment. Little bump there, not nothing major bad. Managed to get by, squeeze past him. So managed to get back up to the 9th. Whoopie-doo. And already hit the speed limiter, can't go any faster, nothing I can do. I mean, I don't know if downshifting will actually help you there, I don't know, but because I am doing this in automatic because I'm lazy and I can't be asked to do it in manual, and I have traction control on because I just actually want to make sure I actually and in position to have a bit of fun. But due to some errors there being made by some other people there, I do manage to come up in the 7th. So obviously something happened between at least one other driver and the French guy there in 6th, because he had a 5-second penalty, so obviously something happened. I can imagine it. He probably collided with someone and that person hit the wall or something. So I'm going to be wary of this French guy. Be weary of him, but we'll see. But I do manage to set the fastest lap. Okay, it's not a scorcher of a lap, I will grant you. 112.1. It's not a scorcher. But at the moment it is currently the fastest lap. So at least I got that going for me. So each time this penalty is, I'm just like, come on, overtake, come on, Jesus Christ. Even when the people are serving their penalties, it takes this car forever to overtake anything. This car is not great. So I did manage to climb up into 6th. Now, we're going up to the end of lap 4, so about halfway up the field now, so not doing too badly, I suppose. So you see if we can catch up with these Spaniards. It looks like these Spaniards are having their own mini little civil war with each other at the moment. They're sort of fighting with each other there, having their own little mini civil war. Which that does allow me to catch up. Unfortunately, the Spaniard in front of me, in 5th, does have a 3-second penalty. So that's a bonus for me here. So I'm not going to try and push you right now, not that I can. I'm at top speed, so I can't really push. So I'll just try to make sure I get through that smoothly enough, and then just overtake him on this belt here. Bosh. There you go. Up in the 5th. So let's try not balls it up here. Could have been smoother. But I do drop down to 6th because we have the Frenchman back. We were actually able to take the other Spaniard because he obviously didn't have a great corner either. Didn't have a good exit. But neither did I because the Frenchman, or I referred to it earlier as the dirty Frenchman, did overtake, but it's like, nah. You ain't passing me. I'm gonna take 4th. Thank you very much. But no, I'm pretty sure that Frenchman, he's not a dirty Frenchman. Probably just positioning the cars. That's probably all it was. Or that's what I'm gonna chalk it down to. Because he didn't try. You know, I never saw him do anything massively rash or that stuff. But on near the end of the final lap, I have managed to come into 4th place. I'm still holding the fastest lap, but I'm not anywhere near enough 3rd place to get anything, unless of course he buggers up around here, in which he didn't. So not much else I could do there really. And that's it. Yeah, probably not. Yeah, it's not the most exciting race because Jesus Christ, these things are as slow as my dead grandmother, and she's dead. But you know, I managed to climb up from 4th on the back from starting 12th, climb up to 4th, so all in all, not a bad result really. So I ain't gonna argue. And so yeah, get 4th. There's the little red machine, and I do retain the fastest lap. So next we're gonna go to Red Bull Ring and on to how to not race around the Red Bull Ring on my account. Alright, so we got a Red Bull Ring. I'm still on the Me On Pie account. Well, what I meant by my account is basically I didn't have such a good time with this one. As you will eventually see. So I'm in the NSX. You know, I thought, you know, it's the only Group 3 car I had at the time. So I was like, alright, I'm going to use NSX, alright. Mess around with it. Have a little bit of traction because it is can be a little bit leery at the back sometimes because it is a MR car and they can be a bit leery at the back. Changing the brake bias so the brakes are a little bit more forceful at the back. Just to try and give me that little bit of extra braking. And already we're off to a good start with the motif of this race. Someone's already spun out on me. I've literally only just began the first lap. So that's a good start. Kind of sets the moral tone for the race really. Alright, so we've skipped up to lap 2. Beginning of lap 2 now. they're going to hit. You know, all fine, all is fine and dandy here. But unfortunately, I just misjudgment there. I'm thinking, all right, maybe I might be right. Hopefully, nope. It's not a big penalty, but it's a penalty. It's like, okay, half second penalty, I can live. It's unfortunately, it's just like, oh well, what can I do? Not a lot I can do. But normally I don't normally tend to do too badly on this track. So we now come up to like near the beginning of lap 4. Coming to here, he's going a bit slow. I have to go a bit round, but it's like, okay, I will go a bit round rather than smash straight into the back of him. Because I don't want to be, I'm not intending to be a dirty bastard. So I'm able to take, you know, oh, seems to be going alright. I say alright. I'm coming here, and disaster. And it's just like, alright. Okay, bye. So I decided to quit that race because it was not going well, it was not going smooth, and I go into it with a new tactic. And the first part of this tactic was to buy a better car. So when I got the money, I decided to buy myself the Porsche 911. Now for the second part of this new tactic. Alright, so new tactic is in place. Yeah, I'm not the fastest type of the controller. This is actually sped up twice the speed. It's very horrible to try and write with the controller sometimes. There you go. New tactic. New car, horrible livery. Let's see how it does. So, again, no qualifying done. I'm starting from the back. I'm pretty much boned because there's driver racing drivers in here, so I'm pretty much buggered really right there. I'm doing everything amazingly well. I've started in 14th. There you go. There's a little glimpse of another little glimpse of the horrible livery, the distraction tactic. This is what I've gone for here is the distraction tactic of people going looking behind them and going, oh my god, what's that? And then going off the track. That's the plan. Whether that plan will come into fruition, I don't know, but we shall see. Well, technically I do know, because this is actually already been recorded. So I do know what happens. But you're going to have to watch to find out what actually happens. Still retaining 14th, but already I'm having a bit. I can feel that this car is definitely at least a bit more stable than the NSX. So coming to here, go for the gap. It's like now there was a bit of contact between the Lambo and the Beetle. Now unfortunately I get a 3-second penalty there, colliding with another car, which at that point I was thinking, why did I get a penalty for 3 seconds? I wasn't entirely sure. But I did go back through the replay, had a look at the replay, and it turns out that the Lambo that span out in front of me, I did slightly tap him at the point as he was spinning out. So then, obviously there was a light tap between me and him. He then spun out, though he was going to ghost either way because he was already on the, basically, he was already facing the wrong way, kind of, basically, pretty much. So, but unfortunately, there was a little tiny bit of a contact tap between me and him, which then that got me the 3-second penalty. Whereas if he ghosted a split second earlier, then he would have ghosted before there would have been any contact, and therefore that I would have got the penalty. So unfortunately, it was just unfortunately bad timing for me there. But we're still up in 9th, so you know we still managed to climb some distance. So yeah, the Frenchman in the Hyundai there having a bit of a rough time on that corner. We'll see what we can do. Just have a bit of fun. But yeah, that pass on this corner on that one was a bit bold for me to try, and it almost succeeded. It 95% succeeded, but 5% failed. But it was a bold move, and I thought, you know, I'm gonna try it and see what I can see if I can put it off. And I almost did. Now we're behind another Frenchman in, I believe that's the GTR. This was a guy who actually started behind me, so he was someone else who didn't set a qualifying time. So now we're actually going to be behind this Frenchman for a little while. But we're going to be, we're going to be behind him for a little while, so we may pass him at a point, but we also may not pass him. We may pass him and then get passed back again. Who knows? So we did go off there, so we did manage to climb up into 7th, mainly because unfortunately someone else going off there. So the Frenchman going a bit wide. I'm just thinking like, nah, not going to work. Fortunately, I have a bit of a rubbish corner there, lose a bit of ground. Let's see what we can achieve on the first lap. Despite the gap, I'm pretty much right back up behind him again. So I'm trying to find a place where to go. I can't really go to the right because he's kind of fairly blocked that off. You know, just allowing me not to pass from the inside. So that alright, I'll have to stay on the outside. Going here, I have a bit of a rubbish exit there. Start losing ground again because of an unfortunate rubbish exit. Now unfortunately that GTR does have the higher top end over the Porsche. I think the Porsche is a bit more stable than the GTR and probably a little bit better in the corners, but the GTR does have the higher top end. So that's why I'm obviously able to kind of quite, you know, easy enough catch him up on some of the corners. And you can see, you know, I'm reeling that thing back down again, but unfortunately it's good to lead a bit wideish there. But I think I have brought down that gap just a little bit, not major though, but a little bit. I'm able to get through this corner, and it's like I'm pretty much right back up on him again. And the final corner. Okay, I obviously wasn't in a position to go in there to try and get on the inside. I thought, you know what, let's just go side by side and we'll see who will have a braking contest. But he's only on the inside, so alright, I'm going to let him have that. I'm behind him again. I'm going to try and go to his right, but I just don't have the speed. As you can see, GTR is just pulling away. So that's alright, tuck in behind him again. See what we can get here. A lot of the times, if I'm kind of like close to another car on T2, I'll tend to be a little bit more to the right because I don't know where they're going to brake. If they're going to brake at the 100 meters, or if they're going to brake a bit earlier, or if they're actually going to end up going to still be a little bit too fast and then go wide. So if I'm a little bit more to the right, I have the opportunity to go to the inside. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So, catching up with him again, still haven't been able to pass him. Unfortunately, he brakes a little bit there, it's a little bit of contact. I don't know why he just didn't ease off the accelerator there instead of braking, but you know, a little bit of contact, but nothing major bad happened. He didn't go off, there was no spin out. So, all in all, no harm, no foul. But I'm still right on this guy's ass, trying to get past him. To come to the final lap. And it's like, alright, we'll come see what I can do here. I'm a bit behind him, but unfortunately he has a bit of a rough exit there. I have a much more smoother exit, and am finally able to overtake. So now it's a question of basically staying ahead, because that GTR does have the hard top end. So like, alright, yeah, sort of in the middle. And he's like, no, I ain't gonna let you pass. So he didn't have the speed to pass me there. Either way, so it was like, no, that's my corner, that's me staying ahead. So now it's just about trying to stay ahead as best as I can. Get around here. And then, yellow flag. I'm thinking, ooh, is that somebody in front? Behind? And it turns out it is somebody in front. It is 5th place. So I'm like, alright, let's see if I'm possible to catch up with this guy. Now, unfortunately, again, this guy is in the Ford GT. Another high end top high end. So it's like, alright, it's not impossible to get 5th here, not impossible, just gonna be difficult. You can see I have been able to manage to catch up, but I'm just not close enough. Yeah, I'm just not close enough there, and so therefore I bring it home in 6th place. So all in all, considering, not a bad result. Considering that all stuck behind that Frenchman for quite a while, having a 3-second penalty, probably not doing, just maybe not driving the best in general, but again, this is all for a bit of fun. And now you can see delivery in all its horrid splendidness. It's absolutely horrible, isn't it? But I have changed it since this recording. But yeah, that was my distraction tactic of a race, and it worked out actually quite well. Alright, and on to the last race, at race C, which we are in Tokyo. This is a race where it's, you know, you don't need to pit, even though there's fuel usage and there's tyre wear. There's no need to pit. All I do is basically just change the brake bias a little bit more so the rear tyres would wear down. Was hoping for the rear tyres to just wear down just a little bit quicker, a little bit more than the fronts. But as you can probably tell, this race was dominated by the Huracans. I did do this race once with the Corvette, and it was, the Corvette is a bit, So I thought, you know what, I'm going to upgrade from the Corvette, and I'm going to actually upgrade to the Huracan. Yeah, I think the Huracan on a straight line, not as fast as the Corvette, or maybe about the same speed as the Corvette, but it does seem to do a little bit better in the corners compared to the Corvette. So you can see it's looking very messy here. See, this was one problem that I had in the Corvette race, is that sometimes, you know, I have a little bit wide there. I get a little bit of a nudge from the Englishman in the Huracan, who now has a 4-second penalty. But yeah, but going back to someone else staying up there, horrible fun for that guy. And you can see it, you know, it's a jumbled mess. It's like you're playing bumper cars with people. But yeah, but going back to what I was going to say, which is, there was a problem that I was having with the Corvette race, and I think obviously a few other people were having a similar kind of problem, and it's mainly to do with the braking points. It's not about not knowing where the braking points are, it's more about actually being able to see them. Because obviously if you're all clumped together, obviously you've got all your name tags above your car. So then if you've got a load of people clumped together, and you say you look at the meter boards to know where your braking point is. If you've got all those name tags all bunched up and they're covering the meter boards, it's very hard to see where you're supposed to brake. And I think that's where a few people were having problems. I had a couple of issues with it, and sometimes it was a bit like, okay, I'm going to kind of have to kind of roughly guess where to brake here. And I think other people are having that same problem. Like they were like, it's like, do I brake now, or should I brake a bit sooner, or do I brake a little bit later? And it's like, okay, I'm going to brake now. I have a guess. And sometimes it actually worked out all right, and other times it didn't. You know, it's just one of those things. It's just a shame that you couldn't have the option to actually turn them off, and then not have the name tags in the race if you wanted to. Because at least then you can not have that blocking up meter boards on certain tracks in certain corners, especially in roundabout near the beginning of the race or at certain points of the race. But that's just a little detail. But that was one issue that I was having. But the other issue that I was not so much having, but the other thing I was obviously trying to be wary of was trying to not hit the bloody walls in this bloody track. Because with all the other, as the same as all the other Tokyo tracks, the penalties in these races, day races for Tokyo, are brutal. They are brutal. In the way of like, you don't actually have to even hit the wall. Surprisingly, you don't actually hit the wall too hard, and you get a 5-second penalty. And yet there's other times where you kind of hit the wall and you don't get a 5-second penalty. And so it's kind of differentiating, like, what's the difference? What's the boundaries of too much of a wall collision compared to not too much of a wall collision? But then even when you do, in the same, obviously, and then when you have a bit of a wall collision, you get a 5-second penalty. It's just like, the penalties on the Tokyo tracks and daily races are brutal. That's why you see so many. Personally, I think you see so many of them in Tokyo, and while a lot of people, when they see Tokyo's daily race, they're like, oh god, and you know, they're like, why Tokyo? Why is that in here? Why would we have to do this one again? What is it with Tokyo? And it's just that the penalties are massively brutal. Now I got a bit deep in there. Unfortunately, I broke a bit late there. It was my mistake. I broke a little bit late. I'm lucky enough I don't really lose any position. I managed to come up in the 5th altogether, so all in all, not doing too badly at the moment. By the fact I'm just trying to drive as smooth as I can, but whilst also having a bit of fun. So obviously I'm not like being like ultra careful and all this, but you know, I'm just being wary. I'm being wary of everything. See, this is why I've decided to do this week's day races in the Neon Pi account rather than my main account, which is where I'd rather do the races that I know that can be surprisingly actually quite clean. Because I know Tokyo can be quite messy. So I decided to go, let's go for the Neon Pi account. I don't mind if that one goes a bit downhill. I ain't too bothered about that. So, all in all, it's pretty smooth at the moment. So, all's going well. All is good in the world of Neon Pi. Because then I started like right near the back, and I climbed up in the 5th. Haven't had a single penalty yet, which is nice. It's a wonderful world when you don't have a penalty. That and then obviously just make a slight error. See, again that's what I mean about with the whole, what's the boundary of a wall collision to a non-wall collision? Because to me personally to me anyway, I don't think I hit the wall that hard. There was don't get me wrong, there was contact with the wall, but it felt like to me that I didn't hit the wall too hard there, and yeah, I get a 5-second penalty. But yet, I'm sure I've hit the wall harder before in previous races and didn't get a penalty. See, this is kind of sort of like what I mean. Like, what's the boundary? What's the threshold point of what's worthy of a penalty and what can you get away with? So unfortunately, but you know, that was a slight error on my part, my driving there. But unfortunately, due to that 5-second penalty, I do drop down to 7th. Unfortunately, but again, there's not a lot I can do about that. It's like, oh well, I'll just have to carry on. You know, because after all, this is a very slippy stream race, so there's always potential to catch up with other people. As long as you get behind other people, you'll be able to catch up. Because this was a very slipstream race as well, because of this massively longer straight. So I managed to get back up in 6th in the end. Right here now again, we're all good. There you go. Now there's contact between the wall there and the Italian guy. Probably much more substantial wall collision between them, and he doesn't get a 5-second penalty. This is what I don't get. This is what I mean by what is the boundary. Because he has a wall collision, he has a much more substantial wall collision, but yet it's not penalised for that wall collision. This is what I mean. But there's not a lot I can do about it now, obviously. But you know, this. What do you think? You know, let me know what you think. Do you think that, you know, for example, with Tokyo races, if you've done like races on Tokyo before and all this and that, do you think that the penalties can be a bit off with the Tokyo tracks, or do you think the penalties are a bit too harsh for what you're given? You know, do you think that instead of it being a 5-second penalty for a little bit of a wall collision, it should be just like 2 seconds or 3 seconds rather than 5 seconds? You know, let me know what you think in the comments below, because you know, I'm interested to see what other people think. But I'm just thinking, if it's a light wall tap, yeah, maybe penalise him for the wall collision, but maybe only give him like a 2-second penalty. If it's a big wall collision, then yeah, give him a stronger penalty. But if it's only a minor wall collision, either don't give him a penalty at all, or just give him like a 2-second penalty or something like that. You know, something a little bit less harsh, shall we say. So on lap 5, Andy wins, into which I believe Andy does not win on this. So coming here, there's a little tiny bit of contact between me and Andy there, and I get a 3-second penalty for the lightest tap. You know, it wasn't. You know, I didn't. You know, there was no missile. My Huracan does not become a missile, but the lightest tap, a little bit of a tap, and 3-second penalty. You know, it's like, oh god. Seriously, what the hell? What's going on? But someone goes off there. They had a bit of a problem. As far as I can tell, they don't get penalised for it, but maybe the problem that they had was not because of their own fault, potentially. But I can't see the other car in front of Andy, because there is no other car in front of Andy that's close enough anyway to be able to tell if it was because he had a collision with someone else. Yep, gotta go now, serve my 3-second penalty. Unfortunately. Just kind of suck. It really does. There you go, 3-second penalty done. Alright, let's go. Bada bing, bada boom. And so I dropped down into 7th place, unfortunately. Back down to 7th again. Alright then. So let's see what we do. I managed to get back in 6th, so I do have a bit of a exit, but I'm not in. But it was sort of like being, I'm basically like side by side with the French driver. Fortunately, he's got the slipstream coming from the BMW. Now, I could fall back and go behind the French driver, but the problem is there's another person actually that's not far behind us. So I'm just waiting for the French driver to at least either overtake or move from behind the Italian. Now Italian blocks off there, which is right. All this he thinks about. It looks like he thinks about doing it, but then he does move back over. But not really in the position to overtake right now. So I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna wait for the corner. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go on the inside for here. Unfortunately, here I had to slow down a bit more, so I thought, oh, I was gonna hit a car. I thought, okay, I'm gonna slow down a bit more, so I might hit the French driver. But then my car ghosts. I've never seen that. That hasn't happened before on any of the other laps, or it didn't happen at all on the Corvette race. But for some reason, there my car ghosts, which at that point was kind of distracting. It got very, it was a bit distracting at that point. So that's why my exit on that corner was even worse than what it probably was going to be originally in the first place. So there's a bit of dodgems going on there, There'll be a dodgems. I think the Italian driver was having a bit of a rough time. And no, I don't know if there was contact between the Lambo in front of me and the Italian, so between the Frenchman and the Italian. I don't know if there was contact between them, which caused the Italian to sort of go a bit bumper car. But Frenchman has got himself a penalty. Oh well, what can he do? Not a lot. But you can see very few people now managed to catch up. So it's still actually quite a close race. It's not, this definitely has definitely not been anywhere near the smoothest race in history. But it's still got some close racing still going on. And we're not too we're not too far behind, like fourth. I think third's not too far ahead either. So after all that, I do come out ahead with everybody else, and it's like, ooh, lovely. Problem is, I got a massive, I got a train behind me of cars, all able to use the slipstream, and so basically, and since I'm not in the slipstream of fourth, I'm currently in the worst position that I can be in at this present moment in time. So it's like, okay, this is going to start now. This is now going to turn into a late braking competition again. It's like who can brake the latest and get around the corner the best. So we've got all four of us. We're all coming up, and it's like boom, we're all braking. And I managed to stay ahead. And it's like, alright, managed to stay ahead. But I want to try and lose these guys. Bit of little contact from three of us there, but no penalty. Just a little bit of a scrape. But I'm still ahead, but I've got to try and shake these guys off. Otherwise, they are gonna overtake on the long straight, and there'll be bugger all I can do about it. Alright, see what I can pull off here. See if I can make some time up here. And unfortunately, I just going just a little bit too fast there. I thought unfortunately, just a little bit too fast. A little bit of wall contact. Lose a bit of speed because of it, and drop down to 7th. So, unfortunately, just pushed it just a little bit too hard there, and it has cost me 2 positions. But there is still potential to make up some ground, as just as long as I don't get a penalty. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a gap. There's a bit of a gap that's opened up, but again, slipstream. Slipstream's all good. Now, unfortunately, 5th, you just didn't have enough penalty for me to be able to overtake him. I'll go a little bit wide there because I didn't know if that guy was going to unghost all of a sudden or not. But okay. So, coming up to the last sprint. So let's see if I can potentially overtake with any of the slipstream. By the power of slipstream, what happens? And I just don't have enough slipstream speed from the slipstream and come home in 7th. But it was a very close finish between me and the 2 French drivers. But unfortunately, just on that last sprint, just didn't have enough speed at the end. But that's it for this video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and share this video with some of your friends. And remember to also check out my Gran Turismo daily playlist of daily races and top 5 liveries playlist, and they will all be at the end on the annotation. So that's it for this week. So until next time, I will see you all at the finishing line.